Shalom Aleichem. This week is Parashat Noach. In Parashat Noach, there's a flood, and Noach and his entire family go onto the ark. And at some point, when the rain stops, when the flood waters stop, Noach needs to decide when he's able to disembark, come off the ark. What's his strategy? The Torah explains to us his strategy. His strategy is that he pops open a window, and he sends the raven bird. The understanding being that I'll send the bird, and if the bird finds somewhere to land, it will, but if not, it'll come back. So that'll be a way for me to determine if land is habitable, if a bird is able to land somewhere. The raven did not land anywhere, it came right back. So he realized we're not ready to go out. A week later, he sends the dove. Once again, the dove goes around, comes back, didn't find anywhere to rest, returns, so he understands it's not we're not ready to get off the ark. A week later, he sends the dove again, and this time it comes back with an olive leaf plucked in its bill, plucked in its mouth. The Torah says, "V'hineh aleh zait taraf befiha." An olive leaf, a leaf from an olive tree, is torn or ripped or plucked in its mouth. Befiha, in its mouth, meaning the bill of the bird. After that, he starts to understand, okay, this probably means that the bird went, landed somewhere, maybe ate some olives, maybe had something to eat, maybe plucked a leaf. Okay, so that means that it had somewhere to go. And then a week later, sends it again, Noach sends the dove one more time, and this time the dove doesn't return, and he understands that it means, okay, land is habitable, let's go. They open it up and they're ready to go out. So there's a very beautiful message that Chachamim insert here into the story of the Yonah, and that's quoted in the Gemara Masechet Eruvin that tells us as follows. If you think about the fruit of an olive, it's a very bitter fruit. It has a bitter taste to it. Okay, that's one thing. Number one, specifically it tells us an olive branch, an olive leaf, which is a bitter fruit. Also, we know that for this past year or so, the bird was eating food being fed by Noah. By Noach. Noach was feeding the animals, each one he was providing the food because they weren't getting food from off the ark. So symbolically, one more thing here is that when it says that the leaf was plucked in its mouth, the way Chachamim can say the word taraf, that means plucked, it could also mean food. It could be referring, the word taraf could be referring to food, and in its mouth doesn't physically have to mean in its mouth, but when you say in your mouth, it could be something that you're talking about. So they give a drasha and they translate the pasuk in another way and say that the olive leaf was in its mouth, meaning it was talking about the delicious taste of the olive leaf, and as if to say the following: even though this olive is bitter, I would rather eat something that's bitter that I got on my own accord, that I got directly, working for it, going to find it, and I got it myself, as opposed to eating the sweetest fruits in the world coming from the hand of someone else. This entire time, Noach was feeding all of the animals. But now the bird, the dove, got its own food, and it's saying, as if to say that I would rather have something bitter that I got worked for myself, as opposed to being fed by someone else. This, again, it's not that the bird actually said this, it's that Chachamim are teaching us this important lesson within the words of the Yonah. This is what the Gemara tells us. And the message here is that it's when someone has an opportunity to do the mitzvah tzedakah, for example, they could either give someone a gift or they could give someone a job where the person works for it themselves. Giving the person a job is a higher level because the person has their dignity, they feel that they worked for it, and that feeling is real. There is this concept of na'ama de kisufa, which is bread of embarrassment. If someone hands you bread that you didn't work for and you got it as a free gift, everyone likes things that are free. But when someone's entire life is in the hands of someone else, you don't have that independence. Whereas when someone works for something with the help of Hashem and they earn it, that independence is valuable. That means something. And that's what the bird is saying. The bird is saying, I would rather eat the bitterest fruit that I got myself from Hashem, as opposed to eating the sweetest of the sweet fruits that I got from the hand of someone else. It's a very important concept that we learn when it comes to the mitzvah of tzedakah. This is the way of midrashim. The midrashim look to the Torah and teach us beautiful lessons within the Torah. It is a story about a bird picking up an olive leaf, which you might think has nothing to do with giving tzedakah, but it does. The Chachamim extract this message from the Torah. to teach us that people will appreciate something that's bitter that they worked for themselves more than something sweet that they got as a free gift. This is a very important lesson when we give tzedakah, to try to support people to pick themselves up. When we're educating, it's to educate them to pick themselves up, and for people to know that I worked hard for this. With the help of Hashem, I've accomplished. You feel good about it, and that's a much better feeling than someone who has been handed free gifts. This is the ultimate way, according to the Rambam, of fulfilling the mitzvah of tzedakah, by giving people the opportunity to work, giving people the opportunity to pick themselves up. That's the highest level of tzedakah.